So I read this article recently where they're talking about childhood obesity results from overnutrition. I very much disagree with this. Childhood obesity results not from overnutrition, but malnutrition, not enough nutrition, and but over caloried. That's where the over is. They're over caloried, but not over nourished. Nourishment would have them satisfied without putting on this excess fat. Of course, they're honing in on insufficient physical activity, which, yes, I remember as a child, I grew up in Queens, New York. And as a child, I went to private school too. My mom and dad paid for private school for me because they felt like it was safer and I would have a better education in New York based off of the public school options that were available. And we only really got gym time if we behaved. If we misbehaved, we didn't get gym time. Their priority was on like the book learning and not so much the physical activity piece. And what we understand now, at least scientifically, which I feel like we should have known this before. The brain, in order for the brain to work optimally, it needs blood flow. And it can't have proper blood flow when we are sedentary most of the day. Stagnation, right? Plus the lymphatic system is running up there as well. The lymphatic system is pulling waste out of the body, and in your brain it's called the glymph. The glymphatic system is basically the same lymphatic system, right? This doesn't have a pump like the cardiovascular system does. And so if we're not moving, it's stagnant. And so I think like in our school system, this is something that if you are a parent putting your child in school, make sure that they are honoring physical activity just as much as the science and the math and all this other stuff, because all of it is important. And I'm glad, like in this article, they talked about the environmental factors also are creating this issue of childhood obesity. And this is true because there are obesogenic chemicals everywhere. I even see folks who are health conscious buying pots and pans that are Teflon coated nonstick to prepare meals for their children. And this is not healthy. There's a whole docu-series on Netflix talking about DuPont and 3M and how they came out with this Teflon material and the women that were working with this, the issues that it created for their babies in utero and how that's manifested. Now these babies are adults, how that's manifested in terms of the disruption to their lives, to their brain, the way their brain functions and all of this stuff. So it's really important that we really are being mindful about the chemicals in our home environment, in our kitchen, the tools that we're using. Of course, we got to do the best that we can because we have what we have available. There's always room for improvement. But yes, having these obesogenic chemicals and endocrine disruptors that will cause hormone imbalance, cause leptin and ghrelin that's regulating hunger and satiety from and disrupting it from working properly. All of this stuff is playing into childhood obesity, the glyphosate and everything that we're putting on foods and in our neighborhoods that we're breathing around. Even when these kids are playing on grass, what kind of chemicals have been sprayed on the grass that is affecting their development, their brain development, their hormone balance, all of this stuff. All of this stuff matters. And this is where policymakers really come into play as well.